Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Duper Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, here with the super producer and the hardest working man in sports, is McMahon.
Yes. I doubt the people at the job probably would disagree with that statement, but I'll take it tonight.
You're like, yeah, he's okay. Thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pod. This is an HP 53 production, but we are internationally known and locally respected. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and all socials at Super Duper Pod, SUPADUPAPOD. Shout out to Sarah on the socials, SOS. And also follow us online at HP53productions.com for our merch and additional content such as the Father Good podcast and our own Ez McMahon with the Easy Smoke and GM podcast. I know you guys recorded last night, right?
We did. Obviously talked about the ever lasting Caleb Williams, Justin Fields argument, the civil war that's going on with Bears fans right now.
Mm-hmm.
So discuss some of that and some of what happened last week with Colin Cowherd and him telling the world that
he would be on the Bears, right?
Correct. That he didn't want to come to Chicago, and then the next day, Caleb's people got back to Cowherd and said, "Yeah, that's not true. Please walk that back." So, I talked about that, and we got three new Bears in the Hall of Fame this year. Just announced tonight. Steve McMichael, Devin Hester, and Julius Peppers are going to the Hall of Fame this year.
Awesome.
He did.
Oh.
So we talked about that. So yeah, good show. And obviously, we brought up the Super Bowl.
Yeah, obviously that little thing that's going to happen on Sunday.
That little game that's happening.
So make sure you check out the Easy Smoke and GM podcast for more sports takes and heartfelt takes about the Bears. So it's always next year. It's always next year.
Oh man. Yeah. We feel good about our situation right here.
Yeah, no
lots
doubt.
Lots to look forward to as a Bears fan.
No doubt. But to keep it on sports for a bit, we're going to jump right into it. So today is 2/8/24, and this is the day they unveiled Kobe statue at the I want to say Staples Center's well, we know the Staples, like the Sears Tower, like the Woods Tower.
Yeah, it's Staples Center.
So it's always going to be Staples.
Does Crypto even have? Do they even have the money to call themselves Crypto?
I don't know, man. They doing this on credit. Like, listen.
Arena,
give us half the building. Y'all keep the bathrooms, that kind of stuff. But they unveiled the Kobe statue at the Crypto.com arena, and it was actually pretty dope. I mean, obviously 2/8/24. 2 was his number. Was his daughter's Gianna's number when she played on her team, and of course 8 and 24 for Kobe. So I thought that was pretty dope. And I was thinking they're probably telling that guy, I don't care what got to happen. You got to get this done by 2/6/24.
Can you imagine if they didn't get it done?
Oh, it's like what we got to do is wait forever for this. You know what I'm saying? The only other thing would have been 8/24/24, and that's like that. That's not crazy. 2/8/24 is just perfect, man.
Yeah.
But Vanessa Bryant got up, and again, just gorgeous as always, man, and very just. This is a lot to deal with. To keep talking about. From our standpoint, we're like Kobe, but she has to keep remembering that she lost her daughter and her husband in a fatal accident. You know what I'm saying? It's like she has to keep talking about it and looking at pictures of them. Like, for us, it's like, man, he's gone. We didn't know Gigi like that. Like, she knew them both intimately, man. And that has to be hard to keep ripping the scab off. But I just always appreciate and admire how she gets up there and she really is just, as strong as she needs to be, do what she got to do, and she the heck up out of there, man. But so the statue that did you see it at all, Ez?
I haven't seen it yet. I was watching Bulls basketball tonight.
Well, I'll just ruin it for you. No worries.
Right.
So I saw it on the NBA YouTube channel. It was a live stream there, and I realized I wasn't a subscriber to the NBA YouTube. It's like, why haven't I done this? Should have been doing this a long time ago. Anyway, It's so they unveiled it, and it's a statue of him after he scored 81. So remember he was walking off and hold up the number one in the air. That's what the statue is, and
Oh,
the
okay.
base is a triangle, which is a nod to the triangle offense. They have 5 basketballs around it, a nod to his championships. His daughter's name are inscribed on his arm. It's actually pretty dope, man. It was pretty like that's pretty cool. But it's one of 3 statues that's going to be unveiled. He's going to get 3 of them joints. So this one had the number 8 because that's when he scored 81. He's going to have one. Your face looks surprised. Then he's going to have another one with 24. I think it's going to be that confetti picture. You know what I'm saying? No, the picture where he was like standing on the scores table when they won the fifth. They beat the Celtics.
Okay.
He's holding the ball out. I bet you it's that one. And then, but it's going to have number 24. Then the third one is going to be with him and Gigi.
All at the Staples Center?
Oh, it's the crypto.com arena, brother.
All at the Staples Center?
Facts. Yeah, all there.
All right. All right.
Yeah. So guess what I thought? I was like, you know what's gonna happen? LeBron gonna want 3 statues now. Watch.
I'm saying what? I
Yeah.
mean, he's gonna want. Well, LeBron's gonna want a statue
Everywhere
in
been.
Cleveland, in Miami, in LA.
Okay.
Shaq is then going to say, "Wait a minute, I built the Staples Center."
Oh no, they were saying it's the house that Kobe built. That was real talk. That's what they said. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
No, because here's the deal. The Staples Center came when Kobe was he only played 1 year at the Forum, right?
Yeah, he
Shaq
did.
was there. Shaq was there before. Was there longer for the Staples when the Staples Center was built than Kobe.
No. They were on the team. You just said it. They were on the team at the same time when the Staples Centers went up. You just said it. Because if Kobe played 1 year at the Forum, he and Shaq were on the team around. That's like if Shaq was there, then Kobe came 96, then they moved to Staples Center after that. They built that
So
together.
they came the same year?
Well, so Shaq got traded like 90.
What? Shaq got
No. He left for free agency. That's what it
Shaq
was.
got swept in 96 by the Bulls, right? In
So that's when,
Orlando.
and then he left. That's
And
when
then
Kobe was
they
drafted.
came the same year then. Yeah. Okay.
So, but I think, for Kobe to stay there 20 years and then win 5 championships, right? Shaq only won 3 there. Kobe won 5. He was part of the 3.
But then Shaq is gonna say, "Hey,
I don't think Shaq gonna say
I
nothing.
deserve another statue."
Shaq, no, what can he say? He left.
And
Left.
then Magic's gonna want a statue.
Well, Magic got his one. I mean, that's real, but again,
And then Kareem is gonna say, "Well, I'm the GOAT."
they didn't change their numbers. That's I'm sorry to tell you. Sorry to tell you. Kobe had the foresight. Get a lot out of this. But I was first thing I thought,
and then Nick Van Exel's gonna say, "Wait a minute, I deserve a statue."
nah, you're sleepy. You're sleepy. You need so
Eddie
but no,
Jones.
first thing I thought, see, just stop it. First thing I thought was Kobe was LeBron was like, yeah, so I'm gonna get 2 Lakers statues, but you ain't getting one up in this thing. You won a championship and you barely in the playoffs, bro. Stop it.
No, they can't. There can't be a
They
LeBron
can't. They
a
can't get
LeBron Lakers
LeBron
statue.
one.
I'll give you Miami. I'll give you Cleveland. Obviously Cleveland. He definitely should
Definitely
have one.
Cleveland. I don't think Miami though. I mean,
He won 2 titles there.
yeah, but Dwayne Wade won 3.
True that. But yeah,
Hasn't
definitely
won 3.
LA. I'm not respecting.
LA, absolutely not. But Cleveland,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You can get
Absolutely.
Cleveland. Absolutely, I'm with that.
And also, it's like the way he left Miami. I don't think they're gonna do that. It was kind of like, you know, I think LeBron should have stayed in Miami, but he do what he want to do. But he should
Well, I
stay in
guess that
Miami.
they say him and Pat Riley didn't really click all that well.
Well, look at the way Bron operates. He want to be the boss, and Pat Riley, hey, bro, it's Mickey and it's me, baby. That's it. What you talking about? But I'm happy that for the most part, people gave Kobe his flowers before he passed away. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like really a tour of like, man, Kobe calls us. He's great. He was all kind of podcasts. He just was kind of out and about. And so him as a legend, people were just because sometimes people pass and it's like nobody knew who he was. They saying how great he was and nobody really liked him to begin with, but they be like, yeah, he was a great fisher or something stupid like that. But I feel like with Kobe, people were really like saying, "No, man, we really cared about it." That's why his death hit everybody so hard because you start to really get to see him. So this feels real and it feels genuine. And I think Kobe's story, his life, is actually what we all hope for our lives to look like. Think about it. You start out young and dumb and brash and just doing stuff because you think you think you know everything, but you're not old enough to know you don't know nothing. You get some early wins, you know what I'm saying? Your cockiness and your brash young life actually gets you somewhere, right? You make some things happen. And then, you have some tough years. Trust me, being almost 45, that's real. I had some tough, some real down stuff. But then, you get past them, you get older, you get wiser, you win again, and you appreciate it, right? When you win again, because you know how those downs look. Then I think the one thing that Kobe did that we also try to do once you win again, you try to teach others what you know, right? That was the biggest thing, like in Kobe's after he retired, right? Taking a lot of players under his wing, teaching young girls the game of basketball, trying to really incorporate and enhance the women's game. You got to leave room to help others. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Kobe's life, because we saw him grow up in front of us. Literally saw him grow up NBA, young stars to star to superstar to villain and fallen star back to
Yeah.
star, retired legend, and then unfortunately we witnessed his untimely demise, man. And it's just like, man, you see this brother is like he tried to get the most out of his life, and I think that's we talk about Kobe Loud in the show, but I mean, and truly, MJ is the GOAT. He will forever be the GOAT, and all this LeBron, especially this hourglass emoji and the way this trade every trade deadline that kind of crap. MJ gonna stay the GOAT. But I have to say, man, Kobe is my favorite player though. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not just saying this because it's the statue. Like I was thinking about that. Like he's my favorite player. MJ is
Really?
yeah. MJ's the GOAT. I'll never say I just think I look at his entire just kind of he's like his life whole legacy is like a movie. You know what I'm saying? The ups and downs, the ins and outs, and you saw it all. You know what I mean? It's like MJ was kind of protected, right, to a degree. And we found out stuff later, but it was like he he had his image. It's Kobe. He was who he was. You know what I'm saying? And we saw it for all to see. And I feel like he came out on top of it at the end, right? He was the best version of himself, I believe, toward the end. And it was like he just wanted to be the best. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You want to be the best at what you do. So I don't think that's like an inflammatory statement to say that, right? Like the MJ's a go, but Kobe
No,
great player.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. I definitely understand. For me, uh, the only issue is we're the same age,
Yeah.
and so for me, I think I hold the guys that were older than me, some in reverence,
Yeah.
So
No, that's
MJ,
fair.
you're gonna be think I'm crazy when I say this, but like a Kendall Gill or
I mean, I know you work
uh
with him, but I'm gonna need a new podcast producer,
a Ken,
guys.
man,
This
that
guy
was
here.
after MJ. That was my guy, man.
Yeah.
I've never told him this, by the way. I
Okay.
can't I haven't told him this. So the only way he's gonna find this out is if he listens to this podcast. But yeah,
Oh, I should take it back. Sorry, Kendall Gill.
yeah.
He understands. Yeah, ain't tripping.
Rod Strickland was
Oh,
my
he's
guy
nice.
back
He's
then.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. When he was at DePaul. So those
Mhm.
those were the guys that I looked to. But yeah, I totally get it. Totally
Yeah,
get
because
it.
I mean, but I think for the reason you talked about, like because we were the same age, it was like we were living life at the same time, and you look at
Yeah,
him like,
yeah,
"Ooh."
yeah,
And so it's just like again, it's just like I look back at my own life and the arc of my life. That's kind of where I am now. Like, well, I can't just do this for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't just be about what I get and what my kids get. It's like what can I leave? What mark can I leave in the world? No, it was cool. They had a whole feature on him, how it's like hundreds of murals across the world of Kobe and Kobe and Gigi. Like they had some in Malaysia and France and the Philippines. Wild. And these things are beautiful. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And of course, all over LA, LeBron's probably trying to get a mirror right now. So, it's just really it had a really big impact, man. But so again, check out NBA.com to see the statue. They're going to unveil the other 2 statues, I think, pretty soon. But it was a great ceremony. Phil Jackson spoke. They had, of course, Vanessa spoke, and a couple other people that I can't remember right now. But you guys can see it for yourself. So shout out to Kobe.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah, it's real dope, real dope. So again, on Sunday, there's this little game called the Super Bowl is going to be played. You gonna watch it?
Of course. I don't miss the Super Bowl, man.
Now you going to a party?
No, I doubt it.
Yeah,
I haven't. Wait. I haven't been invited to any parties.
Man.
So
People know they don't like you, man. Sorry.
I guess that's cool though. I can make my own
Hey,
one person party here.
Got your own salsa and dip at your crib.
My wife will join me for the halftime show, and then she'll disappear again after that's over. So yeah.
So who you got, man, on Sunday? Who you got?
On the show, I picked the Chiefs. I took the points. The 49ers are 2-point favorites, so I took the Chiefs and the 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to go against Patrick Mahomes, though, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough deal.
It's a guy.
He's different. He's special.
He is, man. It's just a guy. It's like he does security like the boys' school. So when I take the kids to boys' school, Brooklyn's with me while I walking. And so I dropped the boys off in Brooklyn. I walked back to the car. He and I just talk, you know what I'm saying? And I said, so when it was the NFC playoffs, I said, like, who you got? He'll say his team. He been wrong every week. So I said, who you got? He was like, 49ers. Definitely the Chiefs are going to win.
Go the opposite.
It's like, you've been wrong every week, sir. Shout out to my man. He been wrong. I mean, I said dead wrong every week, man. He was saying Ravens, Lions, the complete opposite of the Super Bowl.
I tell you what, though, man, the 49ers team was good.
Yeah.
They got a really stout defense. They got weapons on offense with Ayuk and George Kittle and Debo. And then Brock Purdy is man. Everybody likes to fault him because he's not, dynamic like a Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson. Shout out to the MVP. But man, Purdy wins games.
Hey, and Purdy know how to burn somebody, pause, because he was like Cam Newton was like he a game manager. You see what Purdy said? He was like, yeah, I may be a game manager, but there are 90 quarterbacks in NFL and Cam isn't one of them. Like, ooh.
You know what though? I listened to Cam. Cam wasn't being disrespectful.
People took it.
He was saying that he does what he needs to do to win. He doesn't take, dumb risks. He threw a shot at himself. Cam did, saying that he wasn't a game manager. He called himself a game changer, but he said, man, I wanted to be an elite game manager. He called Tom Brady a game manager. Said that he was an elite game manager, but he said he was just stupid.
Yeah. But also Cam, not to get too deep into it, but like Cam he carried a lot of teams, but not a lot of talent. And so it was just like he did what he had to do. So, people forget how good Cam Newton really, really was in college and really at the beginning of his NFL. I mean, I remember watching that year. They went, 15-1?
They did.
And it was like they had no business. Yeah. They had no business winning a bunch of those games.
Yeah.
None. I mean, and then he just ran into a juggernaut in the Super Bowl. He just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just so I feel I don't take a lot of Cam Newton disrespect because he was that dude.
He ran into in his final season, Peyton Manning's final season, an elite game manager.
Yeah, right. What's going to do
in that game? Yeah,
yeah.
That's what happened.
So shout out to Westside because she was like, I don't want to watch. Well, she only reaching for the Chiefs because she don't want. No, I'm sorry, for the Niners because she don't want to see Taylor Swift. So we got to talk about Taylor Swift. I'm sure she's gonna make it to the game. I'm sure it's gonna be a big deal. The bets are the Chiefs win and then Taylor and Travis Kelce kiss on the grass on the field. So I feel like what's gonna happen is remember when the Saints won and when Reggie Bush was dating Kim Kardashian?
I remember that.
Yeah, and it was like, she came out some sexy fit, and now Reggie Bush won the Super Bowl, right? He in the game. And Kim walked by, they go, hey. Kim.
Kim got a segment on the post game show.
It was crazy. And Reggie was looking like, I mean, we just won a Super Bowl, dog. And y'all want to talk to her now again. She looked fantastic. So I ain't mad at the players because they would look. I mean, the guys are like, yeah, so Kim, so what do you like to do on weekends? You know what I'm saying? Just asking the stupid stuff.
And then what happened, man? Two months later, man.
They broke up, dog.
She said, okay, I'm done. I got my post game Super Bowl. I'm done.
No, but no. Reggie, as I remember, he broke up with her. It wasn't like she broke up with him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he broke up with her.
Ooh.
Which I think he kind of stupid. I think he kind of messed up.
Reg, I don't know. Ooh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like because he couldn't take it. It's like he couldn't take. I think it was like she was more popular to a degree, and that like that he had to kind of be in her world versus she in his world. But it's like, hey, bro, sometimes you got to rethink your plan. You know what I'm saying on the fly. You know what I mean? Come on, bro.
Being a football player, man, you're not gonna be on top all the time, man.
Dude, because she pause. So she was she you walked into that one.
I sure did.
It did. So no, but she, I mean, listen, now she worth $1 billion. I'm sure Reggie Bush could use somebody with $1 billion. I mean, no shade to his wife, who looks like Kim Kardashian, but no shade. I mean, it's like, but bruh, you was right there. You know what I'm saying? She was still gonna make this $1 billion. That was gonna happen. That was going to happen. But I imagine though, her being we getting completely off topic. But anyway, her being married to Kanye made her a bigger star than probably her being married to Reggie Bush.
Absolutely.
So so maybe it just worked out best for her, right? She just would have been.
Reg's career didn't last too much longer after.
No, because after that, because I mean,
that's no shade to him. He had a good pro career.
Yeah, he was nice
but
too.
He played.
He was great. I mean, he was actually.
Man. He's one of the greatest college football players of all time.
Yeah,
but he played a position that
I don't disagree.
That's a collision in a collision sport, man. And running backs don't last that long. So.
That's not an inflammatory statement.
No.
I would have to agree with you. Actually, the other person would be Cam Newton, I would think. But Reggie did it for years. Cam did it for one.
What's that?
But you said be the greatest college player ever, right? You said Reggie Bush is the greatest college.
I say he's one. I say he's one of. He's one of.
Oh, one of. Okay, they said what's the greatest?
No, he's not the great. No. I didn't say he's the greatest.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys that can fall into that category, but yeah, he's up there.
Mm-hmm. So now on CBSSports.com, they have the 2024 Super Bowl prop bet. So again, that's all of the people bet on the game. Betting is a big deal in all of sports nowadays, of course. Got FanDuel, ESPN bet got out there. Do you use the gambling sites, Ed?
Well, I sure do.
Okay. What's your favorite site to use?
I always, just because I got started, we had a partnership at work with PointsBet. Mm-hmm. I've just always stuck with PointsBet.
Yeah.
And then I tried to sign up for was it DraftKings or FanDuel, and for some reason it wouldn't let me finish. So I just got tired and I just stuck with PointsBet. So
man, I love the company man in you, bro. I mean, I admire it. I really do. I tried to do it. We'll
see if that works out.
So one prop bet, of course, is a 20 because the Super Bowl is a long game, so you're just betting on all kind of stuff, not just the score of the actual game who's winning, but people bet on things like the coin toss. That's the most prop bet of prop bets, right? That's 50-50 right at the beginning of the game. Tails has come up 30 times over 57 previous games at a rate of 53%. So, we'll see who does that this year. Another prop bet. So, Usher's going to perform at the Super Bowl. There's actually a teacher who had a Usher Academy for her kids. Like she had them singing choruses of certain Usher songs and seeing Usher perform, what have you. That was pretty cute. But so they're talking about what's Usher's first song going to be, or is he even going to perform? Yeah, so that's kind of like one of the Usher props that they have on the show.
That's a prop because I've already heard that Lil Jon will be in attendance.
Okay, yeah, it's probably going. That's definitely going to be on there. What song do you want to hear from Usher, man?
I want a Bad Girl.
I don't think they're gonna play that. Well, actually, they might. They might. I mean, he might go because he can't go full R&B Usher route. Can he?
But
Can he do?
it's gotta be stuff that you can dance to. He
Well, see,
can't go like full slow jam R&B, right?
but I feel like he's gonna sing part of Nice and Slow just so he can get to the USHER and then like cut it off somewhere. Hey, we've been right weeks now. I think that's my bet that he's gonna sing half of Nice and Slow to only spell out his name, then to continue with, the rest of the
Okay. All
concert,
right.
man.
I'll buy that.
I gotta say, I'm sure we've said this on other episodes. I was at your house, shout out to Forestville, when we watched Prince on the Super Bowl halftime. Was that the Bears? Was that when the Bears went?
It was.
And again, guys, okay, you want to see an
Unfortunately.
intense ass? Watch the Super Bowl with the Bears playing with ass. Actually, I'm never doing that again.
Wait,
To be
well,
honest.
it's only
I'm never
happened
doing it
once in
again.
our it's only
Just so you
happened
know.
once in our lifetime.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm never doing it again. They go Super Bowl.
We were 6 when the Bears were in the Super Bowl in '85, so that don't count.
Boy, Ez was tense. It's like he was like, y'all talking too much. Get Prince off the stage. Where are the Bears? Oh man.
That was
Boy, you were tense, man. That was hilarious. Yeah, I ain't never watching the Bears in it. I'm not watching with Ez. No, I'm out. I'm out. Don't invite me, man.
Oh, I was so upset, man. I was so sad after that game ended, man. I had my Mike Ditka Super Bowl 20 cigars ready to fire up.
I think it probably broke your heart too. They actually had a chance. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
they were in it. They were in it to the end, man.
People. So I listened to the Bill Simmons podcast. They were like crapping on the Bills. Like, hey, the game wasn't like the Colts.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was a blowout.
Them.
They got us at the end. Rex Grossman threw a pick six. That was the ball game in the fourth quarter. That was fourth quarter.
Yeah, man. So back to the prop bet. So Reba McEntire is gonna sing the national anthem. We also have prop bets on that, right?
On how long it's going to be?
How long
Reba McEntire. What is the over under for that?
So they don't
Does it
have
say?
it. They don't have it under here.
They haven't said it yet.
So they're saying, yeah, they haven't said it yet. So they're saying McIntyre has performed the Star Spangled Banner several times publicly, perhaps most famously before Game 3 of the 1997 World Series. That rendition clocked in at roughly 83 seconds, but the over-under length for her Super Bowl performance, 89 and a half seconds. There we go.
And she clocked in 97. She clocked in at 83.
Yeah.
89, 80.
I take the over. Take the over. She could put some whoa. That's 6 seconds right there, man.
Maybe she won't.
I should do 90. I'm take the over now. 90 seconds.
That's a whole what, 6.5 seconds there.
Yeah. So of course they got
that's a tough bet.
It's tough. I'm taking the over though. I'm taking the over, man. People making remixes. I mean, I know we're not supposed to say his name, but like when R. Kelly did the Star Spangled Banner on the boxing match.
When they were stepping.
It was like 3 minutes long, right? It was like a whole
thing. That was funny.
It's like R. Kelly just Star Spangled Banner. Take the over, bro. Like, trust me, he gonna be up there for a minute.
Any black artist, you take the over.
You take the over, man.
That's
racist.
So it is. Definitely a generalization.
Don't watch the Super Bowl with Ezra McMahon.
That's all right. I can say that.
So, facts. Taylor Swift, another Super Bowl. So they got some Taylor Swift bets. Of course, we talked about she's going to be in Japan on February 10th, but expected to fly to Vegas for the Super Bowl. And so they released some Super Bowl bets. So she's currently minus 130 to not be shown during the Star Spangled Banner. That's a prop bet. But she is minus 135 to be shown before Jason Kelce during the anthem. Swift fans can bet on her outfit color and total broadcast appearances. This is just
Smoke and I have a bet on the Super Bowl for how many times Taylor Swift will be shown. I said 5. He said 8. And then the winner is whoever's the closest. So it's not Price is Right. Price is Right.
Close without going over
rule, but it's the closest. So
not
without going over. So if
you win if it's 6,
so
6 or lower.
6, I win. Yeah, if it's 7, he wins.
He wins.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm gonna go with Smoke, man. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna.
I don't think so because they're gonna. I think it's they don't want to be too cliche.
No, see, this is what you didn't account for. If the flight doesn't land until after the game, say the flight lands after the game starts, then it's gonna be like Taylor watch. You see what I'm saying? And it's like when they show, oh, she landed, boom, the plane, bop, Taylor, that's one. You already did, and that's at the beginning. And then she off the plane, she's running to the stadium. You see what I'm saying? That's 3 turn. She ain't even at the game yet, dog. But
Yeah,
smoke.
she gonna be there before kickoff.
No, bro, it's gonna be. That's gonna be. If she did it before kickoff, ain't no fun. They're gonna be like, yeah, somebody who is on? Is it on CBS?
It's on CBS, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Jim, I heard Taylor is Taylor is players getting here, right? It's like, listen, it's the ass Reba McEntire singing Star Spangled Banner. One of them planes gonna be Taylor's plane. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, dude. I think I'm with smoke. I think it might be double digits, man. This is gonna be ridiculous. Here's other Super Bowl prop bet. Of course, the color of the Gatorade that they pour out at the end of the game. And I didn't know this one. Which team's apparel Drake wears on Super Bowl Sunday? That's an odd one.
Is Drake even gonna show himself?
I don't know. I guess he was showing himself a lot on the internet earlier. So we'll see. So also with the Super Bowl, there was an article on the Channel 10 Tampa Bay's website about the most popular Super Bowl foods, right? So again, if you do go to somebody's house for the Super Bowl, I've hosted a Super Bowl party, like, with Chipmunks and my sisters, you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, but you got to have certain food at different parties. Because the thing is, and you and I've talked about this. I think in my younger years, I would enjoy a Super Bowl party because you just want to be out and about. You know what I'm saying? You want to just be where you are. But then there's some random person who you tell they don't watch football at all. They just here just to be outside. You know what I'm saying? You like, can you shut up, please? I'm just trying to watch the game. And again, I like the commercials. So people like to talk through the commercials. I'm like, hey, can y'all be quiet, please? And, Kellogg, shout out to my business school. They have a whole every year, like you do an analysis of the ads in the Super Bowl. I jump on the webinar every year, man. You know what I'm saying? I like to be nerdy like that, man. So it's like, I remember I watched it with my mom, and I had a blast. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like she ain't talking the whole. She asked me a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? She like most of me. This was amazing. But no, they said the best Super Bowl foods at a party. So here's the top 10, and this is based on popular Google searches. Well, let me just read this part real quick. So other favorites for like Texas and Arizona are chips and salsa, nachos in California, buffalo wings in New York. Let me see. In fact, researchers learned that wings are actually the most popular food in 6 other states: Illinois, Maryland, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. According to the study, finds nearly 2 in 5 are planning to eat buffalo wings on Super Bowl Sunday. Is that your testimony, bro?
Well, not this year, man. Wings are expensive now, man. It's a wing shortage. I don't know.
I might be eating some blue chips and salsa. That's already in my house. So here we go. So I'm gonna read it 10-1, do it in reverse. So the top 10 foods in reverse order. Number 10, spinach artichoke dip. That's tricky because so that can be hit and miss depending on who making it, you know what I'm saying, how it's made, you know what I'm saying?
If it's done well, it's very good.
It's just busting. So number 9, pigs in the blanket. I've never had pigs.
Nah.
Super Bowl party. This feels like 2 Americas. So number 8, nachos.
Yeah,
I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Number 7, hummus. So I don't think they asked nobody black when they did this. Okay, hummus. Number 6, hummus at a Super Bowl party. Like, hey,
I can see it happening. It's not at my part. All right.
Not at my party.
Not at my party.
I'm sure people have it. Okay. Buffalo wings, number 6.
Okay.
Number 5, chili. I can see chili.
I was actually thinking about making a chili this year for the Super Bowl, and then my wife said, "No, we're gonna have to talk about that because your chili is bland." Yeah. I was really insulted by that because I think my chili is pretty damn good.
You should be offended, bro.
I am.
Or check your taste buds. Jeez. 1 of the 2. Number 4, tater tots. And I've never had tater tots. Yeah, I just give me some regular fries, bro.
Yeah.
See, you know what's see? Well, I guess buffalo wings is chicken wings. I mean, you know, because you just go to Sharks and
Well,
get
yeah, you can just get
get a bunch of
yeah,
wings.
you can
But I
get
mean,
it.
they stop. You don't need to eat the buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, three is chips and salsa. That's just like that's what you lay on the table just so you people can snack. Because you usually got to, you know, if it's a black party,
Wait,
unfortunately,
what's the difference
food
in
don't be
chips and
there.
salsa and nachos?
But chips and salsa is literally just the chips and the salsa
So
dip.
nachos
Nachos
is
is like
saying
the
you're gonna
meat.
have the meat
Yeah, the
and
meat, all the duck, cheese and
cheeses and
stuff on
that
there.
kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
you
All
dip
right,
it in
all right.
there. That's the difference.
I think that's the
Uh,
same thing. Go on.
two is guacamole. I feel
Yeah,
like
absolutely. I'm in on guac.
as number two though.
I'm in on get.
That high? All
I
right,
love
bro.
some good guac.
Well, I will say, so you know, I did this fast at my church. I mean, you know, everybody knew about it because we was out of town. I couldn't partake because I was fasting. But I wasn't a big fan of guacamole, but that was one of the few foods I could eat, bro. I'm addicted to it now. And shout out to Whole Foods, man, because they had that fresh guacamole and salsa.
Oh, it's so
Ooh,
good.
that saved me, dude. I mean, but ooh, it's delicious. So I must agree. I mean, again, not my parties in the past. I'm like, who brought this guacamole? Leave. Now it's like, hey, who brought this guacamole? I
Yeah,
appreciate you. Make sure you get from
you ain't
Whole
up on the
Foods.
guac, man. Ooh,
Hey, listen, I'm brand new. Hey, we all learn. We fall
yeah.
down. And so number
What's number
one
one?
is meatballs.
Number one though?
Number one. I would think
I get it, but no.
this this feels culturally
There's
inaccurate.
wait. I'm sorry. No pizza's not on there.
Pizza's not on here. Chicken wings aren't on here. I mean, you know, again, buffalo
I
wings,
would
but
have
I feel like
thought.
it's a
Okay, I
different
would have
name.
thought. All right, pizza should be on there.
Fries ain't on here.
Uh, I would have thought sliders,
Nope. Yeah, like burger. Yeah,
like a
that's not on here.
yeah,
Now again,
sliders.
this is not they said this was America's. This was from a Google searches. This feels culturally inaccurate.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So we had to do just a makeshift list real quick. No particular order. Chicken wings for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on the sliders. Chips and sauce, I think, is on the
Chips and
list.
salsa, yeah.
That's
And you can add some guac in there too.
yeah, guac on there too. I'm just say fries, just because it come with depending on the place you buy it from, it come with the chicken wings. So you
Well,
know, I
since you
just
wait, since chips and salsa's on the list, I would think potato chips would be on there.
good call. Not on there, man. I know. Listen, Mr. Frito Lay is like nobody put us on this list.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you gotta have
That's your chips
your
is a
J's or your
standard.
Lays or the
Yeah,
something. Okay.
pizza's on there for sure. Uh, yeah, this list might be a little
And
trash,
I get chili. I'm all in for it, man. If
except for
somebody
your
can
boy
make,
chili,
yeah,
right?
except for I guess for yeah, except for mine. But hey, shit, I'll make mine. I'll be just fine. You don't want none? No problem.
No problem. That's hilarious. But whatever you do this Super Bowl, don't watch your ass and don't eat his chili. But make sure you have a
No,
great
you can watch.
time.
You can watch a non-bear Super Bowl with me.
And yeah, a non-Bears, but a Bears one? Nope.
I am going to
Nope.
be man. Just so I'm just watching football. You can talk as loud as you want during the game. It does not matter. Bears game? No, we.
Hey, yeah,
Hey,
listen, baby, you can't. I'm not. I remember. I never forget. I walked in that house, and I said, "What's up, ass?" I don't even think you looked up. You was like, "What's up, Rob?" And just I said, "Okay." And I went in the basement. I was like, "Nah, dog. I
oh
think I'm going
man,
home. Especially if they
that was
lose." And they lost. Yeah.
man.
Sorry,
That's all right. One day we're gonna get back there. One
yeah, man.
day.
Just not next year. So but yeah, make sure you enjoy the Super Bowl. Again, if the guy, the security that at my kid's school is any indication, he said 49ers, so that definitely
Take
means the Chiefs are going to
take the
win
Chiefs.
on, on, on Sunday. So it is Black History Month, as you know, we've been talking about it, and I'm just working trying to get Dr. Williams on at the end of the month to kind of wrap a bow tie what we do for Black History. But I was thinking about just Black history in general and Black people. So I just want to share a few things, and this would be let's share stuff about my dad and whatnot. But it'll all make sense, hopefully, when I'm done. So the word I was looking at is about evolution, and we think about Black history. You know, our history is so long and so intricate. And and complicated is not the word I want, but it's definitely something that like it's complex house. That's the word I want to look for. It's complex history. And it feels like we're always the generations aren't always just connected. Like we're always starting over, right? And so I bring this up, let's sing the story. When I was in my teenage years, so I've said this before on the pod, when I grew up with my dad, he wasn't always my favorite person, right? He was tough on me. Like I love that man to death. I mean, I always have, but now we have a better relationship. We talk more. I understand where he's coming from, where he was coming from, so it's a lot better.
You're more
When
on
I was
on a friend level now.
I'm afraid, yeah, that's my man. I love that
Yeah.
guy. And but when I was younger, I was like, I'm going to Massachusetts for school so I can get away. That brother,
That sounds
boy,
familiar.
it's like I need to be my own man. Come on, man. You'll know everything. You'll know everything. And so I remember though, I'm in Tennessee. My grandparents, God bless them, God bless their souls. They passed on. We were in Tennessee, and I remember we took a picture, me, my dad, my granddad, and we took the picture as. And I remember looking at the picture. All three of us were like, none of us were hugging. We were all standing there with this face like, we're gonna take this picture. And then I remember we took it, everybody went their separate ways, and it showed me that like the relationship I have with my dad he had with his dad, right? And I know he loved I know he loved his father, but it's like my his father was tough on him, right? That's just kind of life they grew up in. My grandfather, he's a sharecropper. My dad was a sharecropper, to be honest. That's how it always shocks people when I say that. Like literally a generation away. But my grandfather, he was a very dark skinned man. He didn't know how to read, but all he knew was how to work, and he was strong. His whole life was he wanted to protect his children. You know what I'm saying? He had this wife, he had two boys and two girls in Jim Crow South Tennessee. And in his mind, all he could do to keep them safe was to scare them into being safe. Does that make sense? Like
Yes,
scare
yes.
them. It's like, make you so fearful of me, you'll do right. You be so fearful of me that you won't go astray or get out of trouble. That's all that he knew. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, when I remember looking at that picture a lot. I remember saying like, I don't want this to continue. And I wasn't even nowhere near having kids. I remember thinking like, I don't want this to continue with my sons. Like whatever is happening with this line, because again, my dad never like, dissed my grandfather. If my grandfather needed something. I mean, of course, my dad was sad when he passed. He loved his father, but I'm sure he wished he could be a little bit closer to his father, but he just maybe didn't know how to, or then maybe my grandfather wasn't like be close. That wasn't how it was going. So I bring it up because it's like I remember when I made that in my that thought about I don't want this to continue. Whatever this is between the three of us, got to stop with me, right? Because these men are too great for it to be like this gap between us, and that we're starting over to try to do something different. Because I know my dad didn't discipline me as tough as his dad did, right? But it was still some tough stuff that happened with me, right? And I remember I'm thankful I was able to like sit back and recognize it. So it's like I'm tough on my kids. If you've been around me, you kind of know, but they know why I'm tough. I explain why I'm doing something, why I'm saying something, and we have a standard that's set. I think what was always was missing was the conversation back from the kids. Like a lot of times people don't let the kids talk back to them. I don't mean like talk back like, sassing or something like that, but just, hey, explaining their position. Cause I realized I'm not always right. Or I thought you did something and you didn't do it. Like a lot of times, oh dad, that's not what happened. I did. And it's like, oh, I apologize, son. And I'm saying my mother heard me apologize. And she was like, what? I said, well, mom, I was wrong. I gotta show them that I can admit that I was wrong. And so what I came up with is that's why I started thinking about evolution, right? Because when we think about Black history to a degree, we kind of have these generations of people who are connected, but they don't operate like they're connected, right? It's like the 60s and civil rights it had to start this no new generation. We're gonna do something different. And even like now, right, it feels like the younger generation doesn't want to connect to the older generation, right? It's like we're gonna do something different than what you guys have done. when it really should be like we are we are evolved from what was done before. So I talked about last episode, a woman at my job talked about her whole being talking in AAVE at work, using the vernacular at work. And she made a comment about how people in older generations shun her or think she's being crazy because they think they have to talk proper at work because that's how they grew up. And I was thinking, like, it's not necessarily that they're shunning you, right? But it's like, hey, in their time, if they dare talk like they talk in their neighborhood, they wouldn't get any chance at the job, any chance at opportunity, any chance at anything. So the fact that you can talk this way at work is an evolution. It's built upon what they did. It's built upon what they took and what I'm sure they want to be themselves, quote unquote, and talk like they talk at home, but they could not. But because they did that, you are not able to talk like this at your good paying job, say what it be, what it is, what it ain't, right? So versus it looking like being there shunning you, we should recognize it as this is an evolution of where they've been. Because again, before that generation, the people couldn't talk at all in front of white people. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't say a word in front of white people. Then it gets to a part they can say something to white people, right? But they feel like the only way to get heard is to say something from them. So we should start looking at our history as an evolution. Because again, it feels like we're always starting over. Like I see this with a lot of black businesses, a lot of black churches, you know what I'm saying? It's like we keep starting over. Like these institutions shouldn't live and die with the person, right? There's a company, I don't really want to say it, but it was a famous magazine, rhymes with Kevin. And so, but
Wonder what that is.
I wonder what that is. But no, but all jokes aside, like the founder is like he felt the way he operated was that it had to evolve around him, right? And when he died, the company went on a weird trajectory and it's not in business anymore. And it was a strong black like brand, you know what I'm saying? It was in everybody's house, everybody knew it, all of a sudden gone like that, right? And I always thought about like what's wrong with people. Sometimes we think if I build it, it has to live with me, but you're not gonna live forever, right? We have to start thinking beyond the generation. It has to evolve beyond you, and that's no knock on you. The truth is, you're not probably going to see the best that it will be, and that's okay, right? I think a lot of times when we think about history and what we want to be, it's like we want to see it. Sometimes you are the stepping stone. Like I would love to maybe have been an actor or a performer or what have you. The best I can do is be on a podcast like this. But I know my son will be that, right? And it's okay that it's him and not me. You see what I'm saying? I know some parents, they want to be in the league and they can't, so they push their kids. That's not, hey, you are a bridge. You can explain to them all you have, you know what I'm saying? And they do the best they can with that. Because, I think there's a lot to be passed down, right? And I kept because I keep saying starting over. Like think about how many businesses as like these white-owned companies that pass down through generations of families, right? And that rarely happens with black institutions. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to have this. That's just a true thing, right? It's like unfortunately that thing when the founder or whoever they pass, it might make it a generation. I'm sure, and I know there's some different examples, right? But like for the most part, they don't get that doesn't get passed down. It dies for the one person because their younger generation feels like, well, I was never part of it, or you didn't teach me, or you didn't help me, or whatever, and they go start their own thing, and they do the same thing over, so nothing gets to last through history, and we're always starting over. It's like I think there's strength in really realizing we are more connected than we think we are. Like we don't the older people got some wisdom that we can use, and the younger people got some ideas that can carry us through. Trauma shouldn't be the only thing we pass down to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like fear shouldn't be the only thing we pass down to each other. Like we are evolving on top of each other, and that's okay. That's an okay thing. I really salute my church and my pastor, Pastor Charlie Dates. Like Pastor James Meeks, he was the pastor of Salem House of Hope, big old church here in Chicago. And he asked Pastor Charlie to take senior pastorship, and he retired. Now, that doesn't usually happen in a black church. Like sometimes the older preachers, they stay there till they die. So it's like, and then they gotta find, do be dead. Then the church got no pastor for like months, years even, and then they gotta find a new guy. And it's like, We could have figured this out a long time ago, right? You know what I'm saying? We could have had a plan a long time ago, but for whatever
And
reason, it's like we gotta do this on our own. What you gonna say?
and then you're losing part of your congregation because they're tired of not having everything they need at their home church. And yeah,
Right. And then what gets lost, and even in it's just different examples, like even in the business example, what gets lost is like, hey, this is the time to teach the young people. This is the time to give them a chance. Like what I appreciate about my mother and how she raised us and how my parents raised us is that my mother was, my dad, he ain't like too many mistakes. So this is actually surely Jesse Big. But her whole thing was this is why pencils have erasers, because we are supposed to make mistakes. She said that all the time. And so if she was teaching you how to cook something, she baked in you was gonna burn something or it was gonna taste bad like a chili, it was gonna
hey.
sorry, sensitive subject. But she baked in the mess up. You know what I'm saying? She baked in the screw up because it's like you don't know what you're doing. It's your first time doing it. So she baked that in. And I just hope that as we move forward, because again, we are that generation now, is right. That is, we think we're not young, they're not the young ones anymore, right? So it's like it has to start with us, right? We have to go, okay, what young people can I pour into and can I connect and show, like, maybe there's some young people we know we can show, hey man, it's how we do our pods. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do this thing. Same, same thing for y'all. But I think all of us, the young people in our lives, there's some people that we are connected with. It's like, how can we connect with you guys? Because it's easier to say y'all music trash, because it kind of is. But it's also, but there's nothing wrong with going, why you like that? You know what I'm saying? Why do you enjoy it? You know what I'm saying? What do you love about it? Like the stuff my kids listen to, it is silly. It's just, but again, they're 12. Shout out to the Chipmunks, they'll be 12. So but it's like, hey, instead of saying how stupid it is, let me listen to it. And it's what I find there's a couple things I actually enjoy. So we get to share this together. So then but the biggest benefit is they are now connected to me, right? And I'm with them as they get older. That they hopefully can share the same thing. Because this has to continue, man, because that's always the thing that concerns me about Black history is like we have to talk about it in phases versus this one series of time and event. You know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like that's what I hope for as we move through Black History Month and just further along. Just it's not just we talk about what happened with Dr. Martin Luther King, with Malcolm X, with all these people in civil rights, and that's what it is. It doesn't end there. It continues through there, through Oprah, through Michael Jordan, right? Through LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Through Van Lathan, you know what I mean? Just like all, all of these people who continue a legacy, but we don't have to start over. I'm saying we don't have to keep starting over. We can just it's okay to say I got this from my grandparents. I got this from these people. I connected it. It's nothing wrong with saying you got it from somebody else. I think that's the biggest trick that we keep falling for. Like we got to do it by ourselves. And it's nothing wrong with being helped. There's nothing wrong with saying I got it from somebody old who knew better and more than me. And now I'm able to build upon and do this. So I hope we are, making sure we think about this during Black History Month, and I hope you're doing something to celebrate Black History Month. Your jobs, your schools. My kids, they learn about Lena Horne and the Harlem Renaissance. Like Chase was listening to Lena Horne music, and I thought that was pretty dope because I never
Yeah.
would have thought about telling him about. I mean, it just wasn't on my mind. But he was telling me stuff, and he's singing a song. Like, and that's what matters. And I think, and that's kind of why I got on this point because for him, he just knows this is great music that I didn't hear before, right? And not this whole it's old, this ain't mine. This is great. What's this? You know what I'm saying? It was the choir that he sings in. They went to they called it throat singing. I had a problem with that word, but anyway, but it was more like they talked about they sang music from Cab Calloway, which I thought was awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like he's almost 12, learning about Lena Horne and Cab Calloway. And I'm telling y'all, my son's gonna be in lights. He's gonna make a bunch of music, and I would love it if that's what influences him, not just the stuff he listens to. Like that Cab Calloway song that I heard when I was 11. That Lena Horne song I heard when I was 11, right? And nothing is that's what Black history is. It was the evolution of what came before us, and we adding to it, not building something separate and apart from it. So thank you guys for checking out the pod. Really appreciate you guys. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials at Super Duper Pod, SUPADUPAPOD, and online at HP53productions.com. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it all.
My man. Go Chiefs! Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Hey, mama, this is the Super Duper Podcast.
Now that's champagne if you was I. Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide? If you know that bringing hope here is how careers die. Or do the K stand for kamikaze? The J silent is everywhere, you can feel them probably. Surely, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. This said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed? I woke up, feeling oh my God, feeling myself, know why? 'Cause I woke up. That's all it takes to be great, y'all. That's all it takes.